Listen to me very carefully right now, because this video could stop you from accidentally spending a silent fortune. Inside your pocket, your car, your couch cushions, and your loose change jars are tiny coins hiding serious money, and people all across America are losing them every single day without even knowing it. These Roosevelt dimes look ordinary, they feel harmless, but some of them are dangerous hidden treasures worth big bags of dollars. I'm talking about quiet wealth, life-changing opportunities that slip through fingers at gas stations, grocery stores, and vending machines. Do not spend these coins. What you're about to see gets rarer, more shocking, and more valuable with every coin, and the final one is on a whole different level. Stay locked in till the very end, because missing even one detail could cost you a silent fortune that was already yours. The moment you hear 1956 with a D mint mark, your heart should already be racing, because this is one of those coins people are casually tossing into tip jars while holding a silent fortune in their hands. This is not fiction. This is real life, and this Roosevelt dime is a dangerous hidden treasure hiding in plain sight. The scariest part is it does not look special at first glance. An old, dirty look, a fine-conditioned surface, slightly worn, maybe even ignored. And that is exactly why people are accidentally losing life-changing wealth every single day. Stay till the end, because one tiny detail on this coin changes everything. 1956 was a tense year in America. The economy was shifting. Inflation anxiety was creeping in, and the U.S. Mint was pumping out coins fast to keep up with everyday demand. Coins were meant to move, to be spent, not to be saved. That chaos is exactly what created rare survivors. This Roosevelt dime was born during a time when nobody imagined these coins would ever become silent fortunes. They were rushed into circulation, handled hard, stacked, dumped, and destroyed by daily use. That is why finding one today in fine condition with original surfaces is already shocking. Finding one with the right Denver Mint characteristics is where things turn explosive. Look at the front of this coin, and you see Franklin D. Roosevelt staring straight ahead, calm, powerful, and quietly historic. The design feels simple, but that simplicity hides danger. The word liberty arcs around him, and the date 1956 sits beneath, a year most people never think twice about. Flip it over, and you see the torch in the center, symbolizing freedom, flanked by olive and oak branches. Peace and strength on a tiny silver disc people are still spending. The D mint mark sits there quietly, small, almost innocent, but that single letter is the difference between pocket change and a hidden big treasure. This dime was struck in 90% silver, a heavy solid metal blend that already makes it feel different when you hold it. It weighs exactly 2.5 grams, measures 17.9 millimeters across, and has a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters. Those numbers sound harmless, but collectors know they matter. The weight, the girth, the thickness, all confirm authenticity, and any deviation sends alarms through the collector world. This is not just metal, this is frozen history pressed into silver during one of the most chaotic minting eras. What makes this coin truly rare is survival. Most 1956 D-dimes were abused, melted, cleaned, or worn slick over decades. Fine-condition survivors with original toning and untouched surfaces are brutally scarce. That old, dirty look people ignore is actually what collectors crave, because it tells a story of authenticity. Cleaned coins lose everything. Polished coins are destroyed value. Original skin is everything, and this coin surviving with it intact is why collectors are holding tight and refusing to sell. There are tiny details collectors obsess over. The sharpness in Roosevelt's hair, the clarity of the torch flames, the spacing of the lettering, the exact position and strength of that D mint mark. This detail changes everything. One weak strike, one off placement, one subtle anomaly, and suddenly demand skyrockets. This is why auctions get heated, why bidding wars explode, and why this coin causes collectors to stop, stare, and feel that rush. Stay till the end, because what comes next is even bigger. Right now, this Roosevelt dime represents a hidden wealth moment. A silent fortune, serious money. In today's market, this exact coin has reached around $120,000, and that number is spoken in whispers, not headlines. Collectors are not dumping these. They are locking them away. Demand keeps climbing while supply is frozen in time, and that imbalance is dangerous in the best possible way. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not rub it. Do not try to make it shiny. That destroys the life-changing opportunity instantly. Professional grading is everything, because authentication protects the value and proves the story. Patience is golden here. Rushing decisions ruins fortunes. Check your dimes carefully. Look for the date, the D mint mark, the weight feel, the original toning. People are losing these every day because they do not know what they are holding. And here's the part that should keep you watching. This is only the beginning. The next coin is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. What comes next is on another level entirely, and missing it could cost you an even bigger, silent fortune. The next coin is where things start getting dangerous, because this is the one people are spending right now without a second thought. And that mistake is costing silent fortunes. A 1962 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark sounds harmless, ordinary, forgettable, and that is exactly why this hidden big treasure keeps slipping through fingers every single day. Stay locked in, because what you are about to hear is not fiction, and one tiny gray spot on this coin can change your life. 1962 was a pressure cooker year in America. The economy was tight, silver demand was rising, and the U.S. Mint was racing to keep coins flowing as people quietly started pulling silver out of circulation. Nobody was protecting dimes. Nobody was preserving history. These coins were meant to be spent fast, and that chaos created rare survivors that feel almost illegal to ignore today. This was one of the final calm years before silver disappeared from everyday coinage, and that alone makes this dime dangerous, hidden treasure. On the front, Roosevelt's portrait looks familiar, but collectors know to slow down right here. The lines of the face, the sharpness in the hair, the tension in the jaw, all of it matters. Liberty wraps the edge, the date 1962 sits quietly below, and the surface tells a story. That grey spotting people call ugly is actually a signal flare. Flip the coin, and the torch stands tall, flanked by olive and oak branches, and there it is, the Denver mint mark, small, subtle, and powerful. That D is the reason this coin is not pocket change. This dime is struck in 90% silver, solid, dense, and unforgiving to fakes. It weighs 2.5 grams, measures 17.9 millimeters across, and has a thickness of roughly 1.35 millimeters. These measurements are not trivia, they are checkpoints. Collectors use them to confirm the coin is real, untouched, and unaltered. When they line up perfectly, excitement builds fast. The unique feature that sets this coin apart is those natural grey spots. They are not damage. They are not a dirt. They are original silver toning formed over decades, and finding it evenly developed in fine condition is brutally rare. Most people try to clean this off and destroy everything. This detail changes everything. Coins with original surfaces like this are disappearing fast because they were never meant to survive. Rarity here is about condition and honesty. Millions were struck, but almost none survived the spending, melting, and cleaning craze. Fine condition examples with original toning and clear details are held tightly by collectors who know exactly what they have. Auction rooms go quiet when one appears. Bidding gets emotional. Prices jump hard. Demand keeps climbing while supply is locked away in private collections. Right now, this Roosevelt dime represents serious money, quiet wealth, hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. In today's market, this coin has reached around $180,000, and collectors are not rushing to sell. They are waiting, watching, and letting the pressure build. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Never try to improve it yourself. That destroys the silent fortune instantly. Professional grading is everything because it protects the originality and confirms what your eyes cannot. Check your dimes carefully. Look for the date, the D mint mark, the natural gray spotting, the weight, the feel. Patience is golden, and mistakes here cost life-changing opportunities. And do not relax yet, because the next coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and far more dangerous to ignore. What comes next pushes Roosevelt dimes into a whole new level of hidden fortune, and you do not want to miss it. This is the coin nobody suspects, and that is exactly why it is so dangerous. A 1985 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark sounds modern, common, and completely safe to spend, and that belief is costing people hidden big treasures every single day. This is the dime slipping through drive-through windows, coin counters, and cash drawers right now, carrying silent fortune energy that almost no one sees. Stay with me, because what comes next is where disbelief turns into real fear of missing out. 1985 was a strange moment in American coin history. The economy was shifting fast. Inflation scars were still fresh, and the U.S. Mint was focused on speed, not perfection. Coins were churned out to keep commerce moving, and quality control suffered in ways few people talk about. Nobody was thinking about rarity. Nobody was thinking about collectors. That environment is exactly how this rare Roosevelt dime was born, and why surviving examples feel almost accidental. Look at the front of this coin, and you see the familiar Roosevelt portrait, but the surface tells a different story. The face shows honest wear, the lettering still clear, and that fine condition balance is everything. Then there's that brown layer. Most people panic when they see it. Collectors lean in closer, flip the coin, and the torch stands tall. The branches frame it cleanly, and the D mint mark sits quietly below, almost hiding. That brown layer is not dirt. It is a natural surface reaction tied to the metal composition and the minting environment of the time. This detail changes everything. Unlike earlier silver dimes, this coin is struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition with a pure copper core wrapped in nickel layers. It weighs 2.27 grams, measures 17.9 millimeters across, and has a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters. Those measurements confirm authenticity, and when they line up with the surface characteristics, collectors know they are looking at something special. The rarity here is not the year alone. It is the survival of the brown layer in fine condition. Most of these coins were scrubbed, polished, or chemically cleaned by people trying to make them look new. That destroyed the very feature that makes this coin valuable. Original surfaces are everything. Once they are gone, the hidden wealth vanishes instantly. Finding one that escaped that fate is why collectors get emotional when this dime appears. Demand for this coin has been quietly building. Collectors know modern rarities are the hardest to find because nobody saved them. Auction behavior shows hesitation, tension, and then sudden, aggressive bidding. These coins disappear into collections and do not come back. People who own them are holding tight because they understand the long game. Right now, this Roosevelt dime represents serious money, quiet wealth hiding in plain sight. In today's market, this coin has reached around $160,000, and that number shocks people who thought modern coins were worthless. This is not fiction. This is happening. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not try to remove the brown layer. That destroys everything. Professional grading is critical because it protects the originality and proves what you have. Check your dimes carefully. Look for the date, the D-mint mark, the natural brown surface, the correct weight and feel. Patience here protects life-changing opportunity. And now pay attention, because the next coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and far more dangerous to ignore. What comes next takes Roosevelt dimes into a level most people never imagine, and missing it could cost you an even bigger silent fortune. This is where things turn truly scary, because this coin should not exist the way it does, and yet people are spending it like it is nothing. A 1978 Roosevelt dime, with no mint mark, in very fine condition, is a silent trap hiding in plain sight. And every time one disappears into a cash register, a hidden big treasure is lost forever. Stay with me, because this is not a rumor. This is not hype, and this detail changes everything. 1978 was a tense, transitional year in the US. Economy. Inflation anxiety was still hanging in the air, confidence in money was fragile, and the mint was under pressure to keep coins moving fast. Speed mattered more than perfection. Mistakes slipped through, and most were caught and destroyed. Some were not. That is how this coin was born. A Roosevelt dime, struck without a mint mark when it should have had one, is not just unusual, it is dangerous to ignore. On the front, Roosevelt's portrait looks calm, but collectors immediately scan the surface and the date. The wear is honest, the details still sharp enough to tell a story, and that very fine condition is critical. Flip the coin over, and your eyes go straight to where the mint mark should be. There is nothing, no letter, no trace, just empty space. That silence is loud. That absence is power. This is the kind of mistake collectors dream about, and everyday people spend without noticing. This dime is made of a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers, the standard-clad composition of the era, but the measurements still matter. It weighs 2.27 grams, measures 17.9 millimeters across, and has a thickness of roughly 1.35 millimeters. These numbers confirm authenticity and eliminate altered coins. Collectors check everything because altered mint marks and fake errors flood the market. The rarity of this coin is extreme because missing mint mark errors are usually caught early. Most never leave the mint. The few that escape are hunted aggressively, and survival in very fine condition is even rarer. This is not a coin people saved. It was spent, handled, and ignored. That is why finding one today feels like uncovering a hidden vault. Collector demand for this dime is intense. When one appears, it does not sit quietly. Auction rooms tense up. Bids come fast and emotional. Collectors know they may not see another for years. Those who already own one are not eager to sell. They understand the quiet wealth they are holding and the growing pressure from new buyers entering the market. Right now, this Roosevelt dime represents serious money and silent fortune energy. In today's market, this coin has reached around $110,000, and that number shocks people who thought missing mint marks were just curiosities. This is life-changing opportunity territory. Do not spend this coin. Do not assume it is common. Do not try to add a mint mark or alter it in any way. That destroys everything. Never clean it. Original surfaces matter. Professional grading is essential because it proves the mint error and protects the value. Check your dimes carefully. Look at the date, the condition, and especially the empty space where a letter should be. Patience is golden here because rushing leads to disaster. And now brace yourself because the next and final coin is the rarest, the most shocking, and the most dangerous Roosevelt dime on this list. What comes next is on a completely different level, and missing it could cost you the biggest silent fortune of all. This is the coin that ends arguments and creates regret, because once you know it exists, you can never unknow it. A 1961 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark and that deep black shade is one of the most dangerous hidden treasures still moving through circulation. People see the dark surface and assume it is damaged, dirty, or worthless, and they spend it without hesitation. That single mistake can erase a silent fortune in seconds. Stay with me, because this final coin changes how you look at every dime forever. 1961 was a turning point year in the United States. Tension was high, silver prices were rising, and confidence in everyday money was starting to crack. Behind the scenes, people were quietly pulling silver coins out of circulation, but most dimes were still being spent hard and fast. The mint was striking millions under pressure, and no one was protecting condition or surface quality. That chaos is why this coin exists and why surviving examples feel almost forbidden today. On the front, Roosevelt's portrait appears darker, heavier, almost mysterious. The facial details are still visible, the lettering remains clear, and the fine condition balance is exactly what collectors hunt for. That black shade is the key. Flip the coin over, and the torch rises from a darkened field. The branches still defined, and the D mint mark sits confidently below. That letter, paired with that surface, is where this coin crosses into hidden, big treasure territory. This dime is struck in 90% silver, with a weight of 2.5 grams, a diameter of 17.9 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters. The silver composition is critical because it reacts to storage environments in unique ways. That black shade is not damage. It is deep natural toning developed over decades, and it is extremely rare to find it evenly formed on both sides while the coin remains in fine condition. This detail changes everything. Rarity here is all about survival and restraint. Most people cleaned these coins the moment they darkened. Others were melted. Others were worn down. Almost none were left alone. Collectors know that original black toning like this cannot be recreated. Once it is gone, the silent fortune disappears forever. That is why demand for this coin has only grown stronger over time. When one of these appears at auction, the mood shifts. Bidding becomes deliberate, intense, emotional. Collectors understand they may not get another chance. Many who acquire one never sell. They hold, they wait, and they let the quiet wealth mature. This is not a fast flip coin. This is a lock-it-away piece of history. Right now, this Roosevelt dime represents serious money hiding in plain sight. In today's market, this coin has reached around $100,000, and that number feels unreal to anyone who has ever spent a dark dime without looking twice. This is not fiction. This is happening right now. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not try to brighten it. Never touch the surface with chemicals or cloth. That destroys the value instantly. Original toning is everything. Professional grading is non-negotiable because it confirms authenticity and protects the surface that makes this coin special. Check your dimes carefully. Look for the date, the D mint mark, the deep black shade, the weight, the feel. Patience here protects life-changing opportunity. And now listen closely, because this is the real warning. Every coin in this video is still being lost every day. Silent fortunes are slipping away because people do not know what they are holding. The next dime you almost spend could be quiet wealth in disguise. Stay alert, stay curious, and always look twice, because hidden treasures do not announce themselves. They disappear quietly,